Hi everyone, welcome to my kitchen on a Friday night. I'm Kat and this is Kat's Creations, or this is my live on Kat's Creations, my business page. And I want to welcome you into my kitchen. So if you're a first time viewer, I want to welcome you. I generally do all my lives in my kitchen. Number one, because I have a 10-foot countertop table or workspace for me to work on. And when people come into my home, this is the first place that generally people congregate, is in the kitchen, the heart of the home, right? So I want to welcome you. And is there anyone there?
Hey, Deanna just said, hey, Kat and Steve.
Hi, Deanna.
We're running a minute or two late, so.
I'll have to fill you guys in when more people get in here. Exactly. What has happened up to this point?
The chaos.
The chaos that has ensued, borderline tears. So you guys will be able to relate to me really, really well.
Hey, Sharon. Sharon just joined.
Hi, Sharon.
Gloria said, hey, guys.
Hi, Gloria. Trying to catch my breath. Literally, we have been running from the time that we woke up this morning till 9 o'clock. I don't think either one of us have had a chance to sit down except to inhale lunch / breakfast / dinner, if you want to throw it all in one. Just haven't had time today.
Karen is on.
Hi, Karen.
Charlene's watching.
Hi, Charlene.
Donna Shoe Trump said, hey, Kat and Steve in caps.
Hi. I know.
Pat's on. Hi, Pat.
Hi, Pat. So, you guys voted. Thank you for voting. Because you guys all decided to pick the lake house to see where I would go. And it's different because everyone's image of a lake is different. To me, growing up, I remember being, 5 or 6 years old, hanging out at our family's Lakeside cottage and hanging off the dock, going swimming, just having campfires and feeding ducks, and just a lot of that family memories. So I asked people, after you guys voted on the lake yesterday, what is more predominant to you, green or blue, when it comes to a lake? And there's some great responses. People posted pictures of a blue lake. People posted pictures of what the ocean looks like in relation to the lake, but I think everyone has their own perception of lake in their mind. For me, it's kind of like that, I guess it's blue-green, kind of like a murky green, maybe more or less, with the pine trees and the sand. And of course, I don't go that way. I went totally opposite, but that's a story for another day.
Yeah.
So who else is joining us?
Sharon Wursler, Sharon Faust, Gloria.
Hi.
Diane Mott
Hi,
from
ladies.
Indiana. Audrey. He said, hey, Kat and Steve. Sandra Seachet said, good evening, Kat and Steve. Looking forward to another great wreath.
Awesome.
Charlene said hello. Betty and Shirley and Ginny and Shauna and Pam and Kimberly.
And he'll be here until our video
Jamie
ends.
and Gloria.
Okay.
Gloria said she grew up on a lake, lived there for 40 years. She really misses it.
I know. I do too. That is the one fond childhood memory that, I can go back to instantaneously. So, with that being said, I posted a couple pictures out there saying decisions, and I showed you all my chaos that was spread out over my countertop and deciding to go with shades of greens and browns versus shades of blues versus something to go with the decor that I had. And even FaceTiming my daughter, walking into the room, telling, what do you think of when you think of a lake? So we're going with tans, we're going with navies, cream, and burlap to kind of bring back that natural element. And the reason why I'm going that way is, number one, I want to say 5 different lake-themed signs or embellishments that I could use in my perception of a lake. So I'm going to use a life preserver. So it's a blue and white life preserver. I cut the tags off, but I think this was Hobby Lobby, right?
Yeah.
And then I had gotten this, Memories Are Made at the lake, and this came from Kohl's. So when Kohl's had their 50% off sale, I think last weekend, we picked this up. So I'm going to kind of do a combo of both of them. And then we're going to do the beige and cream burlap base. So I'm just ruffling the whole thing because I went to my wreath room for inspiration and it's nothing but curls. So I was like, okay, I really need to stop curls for a little while. Not that they don't have their place, but when I'm looking at my room and I don't have enough to go off of for inspiration, I want to change it up a little bit. So, and then we're gonna come back in and do white with silver, and I don't have the roll. I think we're out. It's a really dark royal, I think it's called Royal Navy Metallic Blue.
Yeah.
So craft outlet for all the deco mesh, and then the ribbon we are going to use. I'm going to take these and just put these over
So
here.
Karen, Stacy, Victoria, Barbara, Donna, and Vicky said all hi.
Hi.
Mickey's from Ventura, California. Hi, Mickey.
Hey, she's a local person for
Yeah.
us.
And then Diane said we had a blue river that runs through southern Indiana. It usually is green in color. Go figure.
Yeah, I know. But I'm thinking lake is more green, but I'm thinking there's some lakes that have that really deep, dark
Blue.
blue. I guess it would be depending upon the depth of the lake. So our ribbon choices for today are going to be the burlap and the window pane, which you guys love. Both of these from Hobby Lobby. We're also going to use this blue jean material because my daughter says when she thinks about the lake, it was always with whatever she was wearing, so it's usually jeans. So we're going to incorporate the blue jeans.
Jeans, shorts.
Yeah, like jean shorts, just blue jeans, canvas jackets. So again, Hobby Lobby. And then we're going to pull in these three colors: the Inkers, the blue and white polka dot, and the blue and white chevron. And these all came from Craft Outlet. So with that being said, everything's already pre-cut, so we should be ready to go. The inspiration, because I know you guys always like my mock-ups. This was totally thrown together about 25 minutes ago. So literally it's the fastest we have ever prepped for a live. Just because we were talking back and forth, different options. So
And busy. Yep.
yeah. So if you look, here's that inspiration. That's kind of what it's going to look like. And then we're going to probably throw this kind of off to the side a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the direction I'm heading. So
Wreath signs joined. I don't know her
awesome.
name.
Help me with your name. I want,
Says hi. I'm glad I caught you live.
and she's got an incredible store. So I ordered a sign from her. And for those of you that were looking for autism signs, she's got like 5 or 6. So Wreath Signs is awesome. Single mom of a firefighter, so you know how we love to support our community and our small business.
Diana.
Diana, thank you. I was like, I had her thing.
And you ordered a sign from her too, just.
Yeah, I ordered the flamingo sign because remember we were talking about trends in our last Facebook Live in our group.
Yep.
We're gonna do a flamingo wreath, so that's
Yep.
for another day.
So Deborah said hi. Jane said hi from Ohio. Jane Ward is on.
Hi, Jane.
Jane's from Australia.
Australia, yeah.
That's our Australia woman. Hi, Jane. Barbara said, "Kat, my angel's wreath is fabulous."
Oh,
So she must have got it.
Yay! Okay, you gotta send me a picture because I love putting pictures up of where my children, my creations, have found a new home.
Connie said, "Good evening, Kat and Steve."
Hi, Connie.
And then Trish Turner says, "Everyone, hope all is well. Have been under tornado warnings. Wow, severe lightning and heavy winds. Stay safe out there."
Yeah. I'll
Sandra
kiss.
Hughes said, "Hey." Sandra Turner said, "Hey." Betty, Lindy.
Hi,
Oh, Lindy
Lindy.
said you have a new apron.
Yes, I did. I ordered these, okay? Because remember, in my group, we're doing, and now I'll extend it out to the Cats Creation family too, that these, I have a really good relationship with the lady who makes these. Again, supporting women entrepreneurs. And she makes these. So she'll do your logo, she'll do your lettering. So I've had black and white since October of last year, so I did upgrade. So I have royal blue, I have plum, and I have chocolate brown. So go
Yeah.
figure. So you'll be seeing them change out.
So Margaret, Shorty, Christine, Betty, and Violetta's all said hi.
Okay.
And then Lena, she just said, "Can your hubby get closer to your hands to show the ribbon too far away?" So yeah, so I'll zoom in a little
Yeah.
bit more.
He's just doing the whole let me
And
let
then
me roll this
Donna
out.
and Rick, who is Karen. Rick is, I can't remember.
Is it Clyburn?
Yeah,
Karen.
Karen.
Yes.
Okay, I got it right.
Yeah.
And
He's
Beverly said hi from Ohio. Hi guys.
He's getting there. Okay, so 14-inch Dollar Tree wreath frame, standby. We had decided we were going to do an 18-inch with a poof, but The quality of the deco mesh I had for the poof, I was not happy with it all. So that was my dilemma. I had my idea. I'm going with 21-inch poof. We're gonna throw some ruffles in it. And then I pull it out and I realized I hadn't done the mock-up. So it doesn't help me determine what will work or not work. So I decided to run it through a couple of the zip ties that I had to give me a couple poofs. And then as I was laying the colors in, it was showing so much beige for a lake wreath that it really was kind of throwing off the whole thing. So I scrapped it. It's actually sitting here on the floor because that's how frustrated and upset I was. Because we're running everything down. I was trying to get the wreath crates shipped out today to those of you that had ordered them. I have 2 that are still waiting on signs that should be here tomorrow. And then I'll ship yours out on Monday. But what was that, babe? Like 12 or 14 kits or crates went out today. So you guys should all be getting them by the 9th, I think, for most of you. Except for Vi, she's in Canada. She's my test person to see if I can actually ship internationally and what that's like for them as far as shipping charges go. So pray for good things so that we can open that up to our North American neighbors and be able to extend that. And then potentially looking out, you know, to our Australia, our UK viewers. We're looking at trying to get that stuff shipped out to you. But I want to make sure that, number 1, it's good quality material. Number 2, that the shipping costs are not so exorbitant. It's just not worth it for you. Yep. So I don't even know where we are in our stats for the crates, but I think at 3 o'clock I had 4 basic and 5 premium crates left. So if you guys like what you see, we've put together the Kats Creative Crates subscription. So I think it's $45 for a basic, $55 for a premium, and you can order a kit. And I pretty much give you everything except for the wreath, or the wreath frame, and you're ready to go. And it's all patriotic theme for May. So right now, April is shipping for May, so it's all patriotic. And then once we run out of all the patriotic stuff, we'll start pushing into summer. So that's on my Etsy store if you need to see it. Steve's gonna post it for you if you want to do that. I haven't looked for the last 2 hours, so they could potentially be sold out, but.
So Teresa, Judy, and Mary said hi from, or hello.
Hi.
And Vi's on. She said, yay, she's so excited. So yes,
I know. It's on its way.
It's on its way. And Donna,
I just don't know how long it'll take.
And Donna said hi from Northwestern Ohio.
Hi. Okay, so Dollar Tree 14-inch wreath frame set up like you guys have seen. The people that have been following me since whenever we started putting our lives together. This is our standard. So Dollar Tree, just to keep our materials costs down. If you can't get this at your Dollar Tree, go online, place an order. You get 24 to a case, but that'll get you 24 of these, and then it helps keep your materials costs down, which means that you can price your wreaths more affordable to your customers. And then we set it up the way the Dollar Tree 14-inch wreath frame comes. It's 4 rails, 6 sections separated by these welded brackets. And what I've done, and what will work for me on almost every method using a 14-inch wreath frame, is laying them out the same for a poof, a ruffle, maybe a curl. I've got to try that to see how fat our curls would get. We might have to put a couple more in here, but we'll be working on that at the end of the month. So I put 1 in each section towards the inner. So I wired together 1 and 2. This is where you might want to zoom in, babe.
Yep.
So we're going to wire together 1 and 2. And I call them 1 and 2. 1 is the inner. Then you have 2, 3, and 4. And if you wire 2 together, and this is where you're probably going to put the most amount of tension on here, this won't slide. It's not going to go anywhere. So you don't have to use glue. You don't have to do anything else different. But if you center it in the middle between 1 and 2, that helps set up your 6 inner rings. And then, I'm trying to see what you did with the other one. We're going to put 2 on the outer rings, so rails 3 and 4, right here, and wire these 2 together, not next to the weld, but in between our center and the weld marks. So you kind of want to put it right in the middle of those ones Thanks, babe. Just like so. And then I'm gonna add another one. So we put 3 in each section, 1 on the inner and 2 on the outer. And they're spaced about 4 or 5 inches apart. These guys look a little close.
Thanks for sharing, Sandra.
Yeah, you guys can feel free to share.
And Debbie and Teen said hi, Kat.
Hi.
And then Kristen, she says, hey, first time watcher from Fort Myers, Florida. Hi, Kristen.
Hi, thanks for joining us.
Welcome.
Okay, so do you guys have any questions at all on the wreath frame, pipe cleaner placement? This is a standard that I pretty much rely on for all of my Friday Night Lives. We've switched it up a couple times. We've done an 18-inch. That one's a little bit of a different layout because the wreath sections are much smaller. So you have to almost put 2 in each section.
Lena, I'm zoomed in, so you should be able to see it really good now.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our base color, which is this ivory, or they call it cream and natural through Craft Outlet, and it's a poly G burlap cut to 14 inches for our base. So we're gonna be putting one of these in every single one of the 18 pipe cleaners using the ruffle method. So let me move that to the side. So because this has a nice center stripe down it, the middle, all you're gonna do is just gather and pull it towards you, and it's gonna kind of go in and out. That's normal. And then we're going to lay these. Are you readjusting?
Yeah, that's good right there.
Okay. We're gonna lay these face down, away from the way that they normally curl, because it's the cut edges and not the finished edges that have a tendency of fraying. So there's nothing you can do for this aside from spraying it with E6000. And we did talk to somebody who had used that, and they said it does leave the wreath deco mesh feeling like plastic, like hard plastic, just like it would be if you glued something.
It's stiffer.
Yeah, it makes it very stiff. So that for me would not be something I'd want a customer to have.
Lindy said she picked up her case last night and also found out where they hide them in the store. They had tons.
Ah.
I think that's the Dollar Tree, right?
Dollar Tree wreath frames.
Yep. And then, hi Ruby. She said hi, Kat and Steve.
Hi.
From New Caney, Texas.
I'm just gonna move this around. So tell me if I moved it out of your field of vision.
No, it's good. You can see it right there.
Okay. So I'm just gonna sit here and scrunch, scrunch, scrunch. And some people call it a ruffle, some people call it bow tie. So we're just gonna lay these face down. And I go around my frame the way that my pipe cleaners are. So if the next one coming up is an inner, like this one, I'm gonna put it in the inner, and then I'll go outer, and I just follow it along. So when I'm laying my bow ties down, I'm not causing them to fray an awful lot because I'm not playing with it. Like if I was to do all the inner and then all the outer, as you have to move your deco mesh around to place it, you're gonna just play with it and it'll fray more and more and more. So I found this method will fray less.
Hi Carol. She says she's a first-time watcher from Birmingham, UK.
Awesome, thank you.
She says she usually watches the replay on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So thanks for joining YouTube too.
Yeah, man, I'm so far behind on stuff right now. I haven't even gotten over to my YouTube channel to do my comments and to remind people, you know, on Fridays, hey, we go live.
Yep.
But I guess it's easier to have it consistent. So we are always Friday at live, or Friday at 5 for our lives, and Sundays at our lives on the Cat's Creation page.
Yep.
So if you can just remember live at 5, or Friday night live at 5 was our big key word.
So Carol, make sure you like and follow Cat's Creations page if you haven't, and then
you'll get notified when I go live.
Yep. And if you share it, then it tags it on your Facebook as well.
That's easier for you to find.
And then Sheila and Debbie said, hey Kat, they just joined.
Hi Sheila, hi Debbie.
And then Cindy said, hey Kat, watching from Florida.
Awesome. So we're just ruffling 14-inch deco mesh all the way around to create a nice base to build on.
Ruffle is the easiest method.
It's a definite beginner. So this would be a great beginner's wreath because this method is so easy Even kids can do it. I mean, because you don't have to be perfect in your scrunches. So it was the first wreath I think we did with Jackie, right? Was scrunch. Oh, I did scrunch and curls with her.
Yeah.
I threw her for a loop. So we're just scrunching away.
And Kat, on YouTube, she does have now a new custom URL for YouTube.
Yeah, I do.
And I believe it's www.youtube.com/C/KatsCreation777.
Yeah, I got my own YouTube URL. Who would have ever thought you could do that? Because I guess when you sign up on YouTube for a YouTube channel, number one, you have to have 100 subscribers to apply for a custom URL, which is usually your business name.
100 or 1,000?
100. Yeah, we were way far behind in the time. We thought it had to be 1,000, so we're all, woohoo, we hit 1,000, let's do that.
So Jane, for the burlap cream and ivory deco mesh, she had to cut that. But for the blue and the white, we used the wood burning tool.
Yeah, because this has that natural fiber in it. And we were going to go with it was like a navy and a cream. And it's like this. Right where the cream is where it is on the navy one. But we wouldn't have been able to use the wood burning tool on that either.
Yep.
Just because it's natural fiber.
Hi, Rosemary. She said hi from Greenville, Alabama.
So.
And then Sheila says she was looking for you, I guess, on YouTube.
Oh.
And then Barb said hi Barb from Utah. And then Sue Stack found you, hi from Ohio.
Hi.
That's Sue Grossenbach.
Okay. So your 2 kits are on her way.
Your 2 kits are on your way. Yep.
I know. That's so awesome because she's going to get, and they're so totally different from each other. They're both patriotic themed, but they're so different. That is so cool that you got that. So you get to see what my intention was versus premium for basic. I mean, basic was still the bomb for supplies because I went crazy. I mean, I went through 4 or 5 different online vendors trying to hook you guys up with some incredible stuff. But because the supplies are so limited everywhere, you kind of had to go outside. Your normal craft outlet only had so much stuff. Then I tried the Wreath shop; they only had so much stuff.
Hey Marilyn, she said she just joined.
Hi Marilyn.
What links are the mesh cut to?
The one that I'm using right now is a 10-inch deco mesh cut to 14 inches for my base, and it's only cut to 14 inch because I really wanted a very thick base to build on. So I cut him to 14 inches so it'd be thicker.
And then her white and her blue are cut to 10 inches.
10 inches, right. And then I'll give you all the measurements for the ribbon when we get to them. Usually they're all the same. Like people pretty much in my group will probably tell you what the measurements are without really knowing. They know that I'll either cut if I'm doing it like this, I'll cut it to 15, sometimes 14. I don't think I might have done one for 13. But I think we did curls on top of it.
Victoria said, when we do our mock-up using the poof method, do you usually just do 1 or 2 poofs
I'll
to see if you will like it?
Okay, watch. I'll show you my poof method because it's sitting on the floor right here. I was so mad earlier. It's just like when you come off of one of those days where nothing is going right. My Facebook page, for whatever reason, on my end, is glitching out. It won't let me see anything on my Cat's Creation page, but on the private group and my personal page, not a problem. So I know it's not my computer. So even though I shut down and rebooted my computer, just Facebook is being weird. So I just figured, you know what? I will deal with you later. I don't have time for you right now. So let me do these 2 and then I'll show you my mess on the floor.
And then Carol said, hi Kat and Steve. And then Carol shared. Thanks for sharing, Carol.
Thanks, Carol.
And then Nancy Wilcox says, hey Kat, how are you this evening?
Better.
Doing better.
Doing better. If you would have asked me at 20 minutes to 5, I was like, Steve and I were literally rushing to get everything cut. We didn't even have a design plan until 4:30. A solid design plan. I was this close to tears. I was that close to everything.
I can't see how close you were because you were zoomed in.
That's okay. Just know it was very close to tears.
Hi Ruth, hi Brenda. Ruth said
Okay.
hello from Missouri. Brenda said hey from Houston.
Hey, ladies.
And then Christine Martin said hey y'all, just tuning in from North Carolina.
Awesome. Okay, so here's our base. This is just using 10-inch deco mesh. You zoom in out.
Yeah.
10-inch deco mesh cut to 14 inches in every single 18 pipe cleaners. So this is going to be the base that I build on. So, did you do that?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys want to see my mess? Okay, this is sad and pathetic. Literally, it was on the floor. So this is what I would do on a poof mock-up. So this is like literally a burlap.
Just a burlap.
Just a burlap. And as you can see, look at how thin the poofs are for 10 inches. I mean, you can't hide that.
For 21, you mean?
Yeah, for 21-inch deco mesh. So I was not really happy with this deco mesh. And thank God I only had one of it. So I'm not thrilled with it. So this is how you would do a mock-up with your 21-inch. You just do it like
Normally
a couple poofs.
A couple poofs, yeah.
Yeah, then you can lay your stuff in here to see how deep would it be. And I realized that I would be able to come back in and thicken this up, but I just was not liking this at all. The quality just isn't there, period, for me. So that was my deco mesh mess. Deco mesh mess.
Gloria asked, do you have to buy a business page on Facebook?
No, you don't have to
No.
buy a business page. You get a stop Echo. Echo's trying to help. All you need is a personal page. So you have to have at least a foundational page on Facebook. You can do it. You can't get a business page until you have a personal one. So once you have a personal one, then you can create a business page. But there's no fee for that. Are you kidding? Facebook loves the fact that you want to send more people their way.
And then Christine,
Uh-huh.
you'll have to give us your answer back, Christine. She said, how many rolls of 10-inch mesh does it take for a 16-inch frame cut in 30-inch lengths? So question, Christine, why would you cut it in 30-inch lengths?
30-inch lengths.
Yeah, that's awful long for a ruffle or...
Yeah. I'm trying to think, yeah, why, what would your method be? Would you be curling? Would you be ruffling? Because, oh, that's an awful, like Steve says, that's an awful lot of deco mesh to go through.
I mean, 15 inch is a good length, and you'd be able to get two pieces out of a 30-inch for a 15-inch.
Well, it depends on...
She
number
said
one,
to
how
make
many-
ruffles.
To make ruffles? That's an awful lot of deco mesh. Unless, I'm thinking it's like maybe Michael's deco mesh, but that's a 12-inch roll,
Unless
and
you-
Michael's is very thin. So I'm thinking maybe you did it to thicken it up.
A 16-inch frame, she still really doesn't need to go any further than 15 inches.
It just depends on what the quality of the deco mesh is, because if I was using it on that, the thin stuff, the burlap that I just got, I would probably have to, I wouldn't cut it to 30, but I might probably cut it to maybe 18 inches, and then just try that to see how that looks before you go and carve into your whole roll. But I'm like thinking, is that a math question for today?
Yeah.
Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back in, and now that I have my base established, and we know that you guys have seen this before, when I take my deco mesh and I lay it on top of this, you're still going to see this popping through and some of the cream by the time I get done. It doesn't look like it initially, but it will. And we're taking a white with a silver thread and the dark royal blue cut to 10-inch pieces, and we're going to ruffle them together.
So Christine said, okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay. And then Karen said, where did you get the mesh that you didn't like from? Do you remember where you got that from?
I want to say Craft Outlet, believe it or not, because I was looking at the code, because that was my first question is like, did I get that from Michael's? Did I get that from Hobby Lobby? But what I'm starting to see is if your SKU number starts with like a RE or X something, it's usually a Craft Outlet deco mesh. If it just starts with a number and it's like 4 digits dash 4 digits, that's Michael's. And if it's just a 6-digit number, that's Joann's. And
But it
Hobby
wasn't even-
Lobby's is usually, you can tell,
It wasn't even a burlap poly jute. It was just a burlap.
burlap.
Yeah.
So I'm not happy with that at all.
Hi, Kathy. Don't worry about it. You're not that late.
Nope, we've just laid down a 14-inch
Base.
base using 10-inch deco mesh. So I've just ruffled these two together So it's going to be white and then blue because all of the ribbon and all of the accessories are white and blue or white and cream.
And I'm zoomed back in.
Okay, so you're back in?
Yep.
So I'm just taking these, and I usually will take my secondary color and just use a pair of scissors or something heavy to hold it down flat so that you can just kind of scrunch and then just go right into the next color. Just like so. And ladies, the exact same way you were doing your deco mesh all the way around. So an in and then an out and then an in and then an out, and then we'll come back in and fluff those. So like Steve said, the blue and the white were cut with a wood burning tool or a soldering iron if you don't have a wood burning tool. If your husband has a soldering iron, ask first, because the tip is not gonna, you're gonna have like melted plastic on the end of the tip. So just make sure he's okay with that.
And then Dora said she saw a tutorial from another crafter. She was doing the deco mesh cut for 30 inches for the ruffles. She says she likes your method much better.
I'm thinking, man, 30 inches? Because every 12 inches is going to take a foot, and most deco mesh is sold on a 10-yard or 30-foot roll. And if you're doing, do the math on that, babe. Figure out, what is 30 inches? I'm trying, you'd have to convert it all to inches first. So 30-foot roll times 12.
I mean, 30 inches is almost 3 feet just for one ruffle.
It is, but that's what I'm saying. What is 30 times 12?
You would only be able to get 10. You'd only be able to get 10 cuts.
So you'd have
Out
to
of
go
a
through
30-foot
3
roll.
rolls
Yeah.
just to get that in. Ugh. I'm thinking from a materials standpoint, you know, if you're using some high quality deco mesh. Now, here's the question for the ones that are doing the 30-inch ruffles. What are they putting on top of the ruffles? Anything? Or are they just doing a ruffle and then adding ribbon? Because that might be the reason why they're doing that.
Unless they're not doing anything else besides the base.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If they were just doing a base and then throwing ribbon on top of it, then I could understand that to really make it thick.
Yeah. And Dorothy said probably because she saw hardworking mom use the 30-inch method. That was the first time she saw it.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, because some people don't come back in. Like, they just establish their base and then they go back in and add their ribbon or their signs and embellishments, and that's the end of it. But I like making them a little bit thicker, so that's why I usually establish a base and then I go back in and thicken it up, like add some more texture to it.
Well, and the fact that your base is wider, it's 14 inches, and then your blue and your white are only cut to 10.
Yeah, so it's only
You
20.
like being able to see a little bit of your base.
The base, right.
In your wreath. And that's what other people like about your wreaths too.
Well, they don't like that I cover up my deco mesh with ribbon.
Right.
I just think, I mean, I guess it has its place and everybody has their own thing. I'm just...
Julie, the blue and the white deco mesh, it's 10 inches, cut to 10 inches for ruffles.
Yeah,
And then the
because I'm
base-
scrunching them together.
And then the base is the ivory and cream. And that's 10 inches and it's cut to 14 inches.
So I'm trying to pull these. Usually what I try to do is prep before I scrunch. Like find my next pipe cleaner and then pull that open so it's easier for me to lay my next roll in.
Yeah. And Carol said she's seen that hardworking mom use a 30-inch for ruffles, but she likes a really full wreath. They did put ribbon on top, but that was it. That's what Dora said. But
Okay,
I think
so that's exactly, it would be like doing this.
it's kind of like the same thing. You're just adding extra colors on top to make it thick.
Right.
Yeah.
So when I can see doing something like that, if you had like maybe an ombre colored deco mesh,
Yep.
so you really want that color to pop because you know, like once you pull these apart, like this looks great because it's such a solid white, but then when you pull it apart, it's very thin. So I'm thinking they're doing it to thicken up the color.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, that'd be an expensive wreath because if your deco mesh is going for about $6 a roll, I mean, I'm kind of doing the same thing. But
Hi, Diana.
adding color on color.
Diana Turner just joined. She said, "Hi, Kat and Steve."
Hi, Diana.
And
Your
Dorothea.
your crate's on the way.
Yeah, and then Dorothea said she loves it. You can see the mesh underneath.
Yeah, I do too. And that was our whole thing. We were like trying a whole bunch of different combinations. I mean, I don't want you to see my house right now because it is a mess. I was literally getting frustrated and throwing mesh way over there. I don't like the way that looks. This isn't the look I like. And normally I'm not like that, but I think it was the time pressure of knowing. Normally I have all my material cut from 3 to 4. I'm cutting material. So if you're emailing me or messaging me, I'm not paying attention. Because I'm prepping and getting everything ready so you don't have to sit here and watch me cut. And I'm thinking, oh Lord, are we going to finally drift into that? Our live is going to be people watching us cut everything because they didn't prepare.
Yep.
But
Julie said thank you. And then Sarafa said, yes, Kat, they're expensive. Those wreathers sell them for like $100 or more. Wow.
see, and I think there's a market for that. And it's funny because someone asked it in our private group if we're going to do one on pricing. And I said, you know, that's a really great question. Yeah, I think we need to because I understand the dilemma of trying to sell your very first wreath. You already know how much money you've spent in material to put that together. So you know, okay, like let's say for example, it's $35 in material.
Yep.
And you're gonna sell it to your next door neighbor. She saw that you're making wreaths, fell in love with it, and you're like, oh, I want to buy that. How much is it? And you're like, okay, I don't want to go too high, and I don't want to go too low because I need at least $30 out. You know, and anything over 30 is profit. It's like, you're not really paying yourself. You're making wreaths for free. So,
Yep.
the dilemma comes into where do you set your price points at? Now, I can tell you, if I was to sell them in my neighborhood, $40 to $45 all day long is all the people that are in my neighborhood or my community would want to spend. I'm not in a really high income area, I guess you'd call it. So, but I don't sell my wreaths to the people in my community. I do to like my neighbors and friends, but all of my sales right now are primarily to Facebook friends and family,
And
or
Etsy. Yep.
outside. Yeah, Etsy is huge. So,
Hey, Debbie. Debbie said she loves the color combination. And then Karina said hi.
hi Karina.
And then Karina said, just got on, what are we making? It's a lake wreath, Karina.
Yeah, a Lakeside Wreath. So I'm kind of going, it's not so much nautical like nautical beach, but nautical like most of my time at the lake was either spent swimming or spent boating.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, taking the boat out or going fishing. And I didn't really want to go do a fishing wreath because then that just takes it in a whole different direction. It doesn't become a lake wreath, it becomes a fishing wreath. So we're going nautical with the royal blue, bunch of canvas ribbon, a bunch of burlap, keeping all those natural colors together.
Linda said, hey, Kat, from Huntington, West Virginia.
Hi, Linda.
She said she likes seeing the base too.
Yeah.
Hi, Jackie. She said, Jackie Middleton. She said, just got on. Sorry, Friday nights are hectic. Same here.
Yeah.
She's from Tennessee.
I know. I think I was messaging her this morning too. So it's just so okay. Back to pricing. So if you decide that you're going to be that $50 wreath maker just to make your first wreath, and I think I shared it with the person I was talking to because Steve and I were talking to it in our car. You sell your wreath to Mary. This wreath, sell it to Mary for what, like $40. And then Mary loves it because it's a great deal. You're all happy because at least you got your materials cost out, a little bit of labor. You know, maybe you got your stuff on sale, so it's not a big deal. But then Mary's gonna go show all her friends who come into her house, oh yeah, do you like my wreath? Oh yeah, I got it from Steve, and Steve made it for me. And she'll ask, well, how much did you pay for that? So Steve will, you know, Mary will say it was $40. And so then the hookup comes to your next customer, and your customer's going to expect, well, I want a wreath just like the one that you made for Mary. And you're like, okay, well, it's going to cost X, Y, Z in materials. And then she goes, oh no, Mary said you made her that wreath for $40. So I want the same wreath for $40. So you're stuck at an impasse between now your pricing is set and you can't go any higher. And let's say, for example, you can't get your materials on sale anymore. And so now, and I've had it happen, now you're upside down on your pricing. Now the customer is going to get more for their wreath. And you're like, okay, well, I hope Mary doesn't tell anybody else. But you know us, if we like our stuff, we're going to tell everybody. This is a great deal.
Yep.
So you have to decide beforehand what you're worth. What is your labor rate? Because the question I'll always ask you is, how long did it take you to build that?
Yep.
And most people will say, well, to build it like what I'm doing right now, because it takes me about an hour and a half to build it, but that's not going out and shopping for my material. That's not spending all the time cutting my ribbon or cutting my deco mesh. So by the time your materials cost, what did I say they were? 30?
30, yeah.
30, but I sold that wreath to Mary for 40, and I put 3 hours in it. My labor rate was about $3.50. That's not a job I want to be doing anymore.
Yep. You got to decide if you want to go after the Walmart customer or the Rodeo Drive customer.
I would love Rodeo Drive all the time, but that's not to say that you don't create something for the Marys next door. You just are not going to put as much into material as you would for someone who's going to pay you $80 or $90 for a wreath.
And somewhere you got to find the common middle ground.
Yeah, like
you can get your labor rate. Yeah.
A good price point, I think, for me has been like if I keep my raised price between like 50 to 80, that's a good price point. But I also have to constantly be aware of how much did I, spend in my embellishments? How much did I spend on my ribbon? How much money did I spend on my deco mesh? Am I making $3.50 an hour? Because I don't want to be making wreaths for $3.50 an hour, even though I love it.
Yep. Emily, the base canvas is the ivory and cream. It's 10-inch cut to 14-inch.
Yeah.
And then the blue, and the white deco mesh is 10-inch cut to 10-inch, and they're all ruffled.
Exactly.
Oh, Carol, that's awesome. She said, Kathy, it's her dad's 100th birthday tomorrow.
That is awesome.
Well,
what are you guys gonna do?
Tell him we said happy birthday 100 times.
Yeah. That is incredible. You don't hear too many people living that long anymore.
100, yeah, that's amazing.
He has probably seen an awful lot in those 100 years.
Stephanie said, hey, from Kat from Virginia. And then Kathy said,
Hi.
do you have any breathing problems when you use the burlap?
No.
I heard you're supposed to wear a respirator.
That would be if I was cutting it, and I read the same story that everybody has read regarding the burlap and the fibers and breathing the fibers in. If you go back and you read to her very, very, very first post, she was taking the actual, like not this, but
Burlap.
an actual piece of burlap, and what she was doing is as she was cutting it, she wanted to soften the edges, so she had pulled the edges apart so it kind of created a fiber that was constantly in the air. So cutting this and then placing it, I'm not like doing the rotary cutter, I'm not producing fibers to be airborne, so it's all staying where it needs to be. But I started reading that too because I think it threw people out and really made them a little bit paranoid.
Yep.
Because then everybody was like, oh, we can't use burlap. I'm like,
Yep.
yeah, you can.
Yeah, and then getting back to the cost of the wreath, Valerie said not to mention the time you spent cutting and prepping and assembling everything.
Yeah, I can tell you, for me, not going into buying all this stuff, it takes me 3.5 hours. See why I was panicked at 20 minutes to 4? I know how long it takes me to do that. So I'm just making sure I didn't forget one.
If I asked a question, she said, do you think Poof's using a 10-inch mesh, going in a zigzag pattern on the rails, and doing 12-inch lengths instead of 10-inch would work okay?
You can. You have to do smaller wreath frame. That's what I've been told. Is yes, you can use a 10-inch like deco mesh to do poof. You probably want to take it down to an 8 or 10-inch because the poof's going to be, they're going to have very thin little poofs as it goes around the wreath.
Yeah.
So yes, you can. You just have to go smaller than 14, like a 10 or an 8.
Yep. Pat said beautiful, and Vilia said love your videos.
Okay, are we zoomed out or zoomed in?
I am zoomed out.
Okay, so this is the base. Now the deco mesh part is done. We had extra because, again, this is what happens when you're in panic mode. And you're like, just cut the deco mesh. So, yeah. And so now we're going to come back in and we're going to put in 3 different types of ribbon. So I have anchors, and these are for my half bows.
Yep.
So I've got to get away from that too. I just have to think about the design process a little bit longer than 20 minutes.
And Christine, all the deco mesh on this wreath is 10-inch.
Mm-hmm.
The base is cut to 14, and the other 2 are cut to 10.
Yep.
And then Diana from Lakeside said you could create varied prices wreaths to cover all the demographics.
And that's what I do.
That's exactly right. Have some lower priced ones, have some middle priced ones, and have some higher priced ones.
Exactly. And people generally know like how much time and effort you put into them. I mean, the lives are really great because they're seeing, oh my God, there's a ton of material. There's a ton of ribbon going into that. And most people don't know what ribbon's priced at, but I mean, we get these when Hobby Lobby does them, but like the roll of the jumbo is $10, and so is the window pane.
Yeah.
So if you're picking it up and not using a coupon on it, you know, right there is $20 in ribbon just for this and this. So, and this isn't our true burlap, this is that imitation burlap. So my tails, so I have window pane, the burlap, and I have the dark navy blue jean.
Yep.
These are all 10-inch pieces, 2.5-inch wide ribbon, and then I have the half bows in the chevron, the polka dot, and the anchor, and these are cut to 12. And then we'll come back in and lay in our sign because we're going to have an awful lot. So I'm going to be putting these in all 18, but I'm going to change them up. So it'll be like a window pane, and then a blue jean, and then a canvas with a different color half bow on top. So I know you guys like these.
Kathy said thanks. There's 100 people expected at his party, and he's very healthy. That's awesome.
Oh, awesome.
Vi said thank you.
Okay, so with the window pane, you guys know when you cut the window pane ribbon, you want to cut in between the squares. You don't want to cut right on the very edge, but in between, because if you don't, they will start to unravel on you before you even finish your wreath.
And, and you do not dovetail the...
No, you don't dovetail these. These would really unravel if you did.
Hi Brenda, she said she just got back from church late. Don't worry about it, we're still making it.
Still making it.
And then Valerie said, can you just put the roofs on the poofs on the outer or inner part of the wreath? Will it look okay?
Just on the outer or the inner?
You probably have to do both.
Yeah.
If you're going to do a poof, you got to stick to a poof on the inner and outer.
Definitely. So I am doing chevron with the window pane. So what I've done is I'm just going to come in and I'm just going to put in my my tail. Normally this would be chevron, but you can't chevron window pane. And then I take my 12-inch piece of the one I'm going to use for a half bow, and I match up my tails just like so.
I'm zooming back in.
Okay, and then I'm going to pinch at about a 2-inch loop. I just verified it's 2 inches. And then I'm going to tuck it in here and twist it into my pipe cleaner. And I have not opened my pipe cleaner through each of these stages. So when I did my base pipe cleaner twist a couple times, when I came in with the blue and the white on top of the pipe cleaner, just add to it another twist or two, and then adding my tail, a twist, and then coming back in with my half bow. That's where I would come in and twist it for the final time, a whole bunch of times, like 5. And I always tell you guys to wait until the very, very, very end before you cut it off, because if you ever want to make any last minute changes once you snip your pipe cleaner off, it's not horrible. You can't go back and recover something like, oh, I was really hoping to put something else here.
Yeah, but it
I
is
wasn't
harder.
thinking. You would just have to go in, cut that pipe cleaner on from the back, and then just re-stuff everything in it.
So Kathy, she said when you're trying to figure out the price to charge for your wreath, do you use regular or sale or clearance prices?
Okay, great question, because the question I would ask you is the stuff that you're purchasing for your customer always on sale? Like if it's Hobby Lobby, we know every other week Hobby Lobby puts their ribbon and deco mesh on sale. So if we were going to do that, we would charge sale price if you wanted to keep your costs low. Because if I was to charge a customer for this and this, there's 20. Deco mesh, I want to say $18 for the deco mesh approximately. And then my sign, there's another 10. This is another 5. I haven't even calculated my labor rate. Plus I still have the blue jean ribbon and the other 4. So materials cost, if you were to buy this all just to start, geez, your material cost would be really high. But look, I'm gonna have a ton of stuff left. So if it's stuff you can get pretty regularly that Hobby Lobby stocks all the time, I would just charge the customer the sale price, the 50% off. Yeah. Because I think they're overcharging it anyway.
But make sure you're getting your labor rate in there.
Yeah.
So if you took you 3 hours and you want to charge $10 an hour, you know, if you're getting your sale price and your wreath costs are $25 to $30, you need to make sure you're adding your $30 extra in there for your labor costs.
Yeah, I think that's the first thing you have to decide is how much do you want to be paid to make a wreath? You know, if it's $10 an hour and that's where you're happy all day making wreaths for $10 an hour, then it's $10 an hour. Now, I would love to be paid $25 an hour to build a wreath, but that's just not reality.
Yeah.
You know, number one, my prep time, just my labor time, 3.5 hours is like $90 already.
Unless you have the Rodeo Drive customer who's willing to pay for it.
Even still, I think that's too much.
Yeah.
Because my labor rate, just for me to build, cut, and prep would be $90. And I haven't even built a wreath yet. So I haven't even factored in my materials cost.
Dorothea, she said she made a candy cane wreath at Christmas and no one wanted to give me $20.
Isn't that sad?
They all said how pretty it was and had lots on it. She's older and retired now, so doesn't need a business. Just do it for fun.
Exactly.
She says, love watching all you crafters. She has to say that you were one of her favorites.
Aw, thank you. It's a tough call. You know, someone asked me if we do craft shows a lot. I had an opportunity to do one for Valentine's Day with a coffee shop that was fairly successful at Christmas time. But I was telling Steve, I'm like, who goes to craft fairs to buy Valentine's Day stuff? Mm-hmm. And the stuff that I want to be charging, you know, even if I want to charge $40 to $60 for a wreath, those people that are going to go to the coffee shop are going to be looking for a deal. They're not going to buy my wreath for, you know, $45 or $50. Like when I did the Christmas one, I could sell those all day long at the Christmas one because people were there to shop for Christmas.
Darlene, she really just have one roll of each deco mesh, and she can get almost 2 wreaths out of each roll, right?
Yeah,
1.5. About 1.5.
This isn't quite like I used a leftover piece. Like I have lots of leftover rolls that I keep for, you know, whatever wreath I didn't finish. This would probably take about, what do we cut these to? 14, and it has to be under 12 inches to get half. So I used a little bit more than half. So I might be able to get away with using this as like a 10-inch curl and have enough to do another wreath. And those are always things you're thinking about. But I use up all my partial rolls before I crack open a new one.
Yep, and then it's a 14-inch wireframe.
Yeah, Dollar Tree.
And Stephanie, congrats. She said she just purchased her first crate.
Awesome.
Stephanie Hill.
You'll love, oh my word.
And then
wait till you guys see what's in the crates.
Kathy, the window pane is Hobby Lobby. It's in the burlap section. It's usually in the very bottom.
Yeah, this?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in where the burlap colored big fat pieces of ribbon are.
And they have a really pretty like a green too.
Yeah,
right?
and I think I'm gonna change this up maybe. That's the thing, right? It's my whim. So I'm
and
like.
Then Serafos, no, she's not opening the tie each time. She's layering them on top. So when she does the base, she'll put the base on and twist it twice. And then she'll go back in and put the white and the blue on, right on top, and then she'll twist it twice again. So she's layering.
Yeah.
That's what we could talk about, layering.
So, yeah, these were all, like if you were to look at the pipe cleaner, it's stacked. So I have the cream in this is in one twist of a pipe cleaner. Then the white and the blue is in another twist. And then the tail is in another twist. And then the ribbon, or the half bow, because I call them half bows because they're not true bows. They are on the last layer. And then I twist them like 5 or 6 times at the very, very end. And I know that this is all I'm going to put in here because I've already done my demo. And I'll show you what I do here. So like on this one, I'm going to go with a window pane again.
Yep.
Not that one. This one.
Dorothea said just like when she was a hairdresser, you have to think of supplies and time and money spent to keep up.
It's horrible. I mean, we're dealing with I hate calling anyone an in-law because I don't see them as in-laws. I just see them as, it's my sister.
Yeah.
But she's, she understands the business with the product and materials and then time, but because she spends so much time with her customers, she's really only making $5 an hour to do people's hair by the time you factor in materials and the amount of time, because she likes to spend quality time with her customers. Okay, so look. So this was me after twisting my pipe cleaner 5 times. I have this little tail. So I'm going to take it and I'm just going to tuck it behind my half bow. And then I'm going to take these and flip them out like so. Just like that.
So you don't even see the...
Nope, and there's the pieces.
Yep.
So then I'm coming back in. I'm like toggling. Now I'll have to change up my materials list.
I've got it zoomed in again.
I know, but just every other one I want to do blue jeans.
So Deborah said she's heard figure cost then multiplied by 3. Just starting out, it's hard to think she could charge that much, but you can. You have to at least have your material cost multiplied by 2.
I think that's generally almost the rule of thumb that I do.
But if you can
material
get
cost
3,
times 2.
right? So if it only costs you $20 in materials, you were able to get everything on sale. Then yeah, do your material cost times 3 and be able to sell a wreath for $60.
You'll start to gauge how much your wreaths are worth once you've been doing it for a while. But okay, back to the craft fair thing. Craft fairs are going to be awesome. Christmas in July will be huge. So if I was you guys, and that's what we're going to do for purchasing the crates in June, we're going to try to do Christmas crates. So that if you're doing craft fairs or you're going to do something online, maybe do a promo on your Etsy page or Facebook page and call it Christmas in July. Because a lot of people start shopping early for their Christmas stuff. I mean, don't be looking for customers to buy your Christmas wreaths in December. You need to be selling them their Christmas stuff September, October, November. November, you're already thinking winter wreaths and Valentine's Day.
Valley said it's sad people love handmade crafts, but they don't want to pay for it. That's true.
It really is. And craft fairs are the worst because we've sat at craft fairs and we barely got any of our costs out because we have to rent a truck because we just have a small compact car. So we have to rent a truck. We have to pack up all our wreaths, because you don't. How many wreaths do you take? Do you do a whole bunch of wreaths? Do you not put a whole bunch of wreaths in? You want to take everything because you don't want to show up with just a little bit and then let's say that people go crazy and they buy everything and then you're like, oh, I have nothing left to sell. So
Dora, the size frame she's using is the 14-inch standard Dollar Tree wreath frame. Same thing with 18 ties on it.
But where craft fairs are really beneficial is, number one, if you want to do an awful lot of local work for the local community, it gets you exposed to the local community so they know that you're around, you're doing that stuff. That's where you would just, that people are going to probably struggle. The price point for craft fairs is going to be like 20 to 40. 40 will probably be the highest that they'll want to pay. So just make $20 and $40 wreaths.
Isaiah's watching on his way. He said already looks amazing.
Thank you.
And then Janine, I love saying your last name, Schlein Kofer Dragon. She shared.
Oh, thank you.
Dorothea said, hoping to do a Christmas craft fair this year just to get some money back from all the money she spent on stuff after Christmas.
Yeah.
She got so carried away after watching all of the crafters.
That's like us.
Victoria said, do you ever need to burn the edges of the ribbons?
No. Never. Because the ribbon, I think that, well, even the ribbon that I'm ordering for my crates is really high quality ribbon. Even for the basic kits, it's still amazing ribbon. And the only difference between the basic and the premium is I knew how much I had to keep the materials cost at in order to sell the crates at $45 for the basic, but I still wanted the quality to be there. So for premium, I was really frustrated because I would find this incredible ribbon, or I'd find this incredible deco mesh, and I really wanted to be, or a sign, and I really wanted to incorporate that into the crate. So I asked people, just throw it out to the general public, would you guys be willing to spend a little bit more for upgraded materials like the poly jute deco mesh, where it has the rubbery feel that's really amazing for outdoor wreaths, for upgraded ribbon, and then if you calculate your ribbons correctly, you can calculate your deco mesh and your ribbons, you can get 2 wreaths out of 1 crate easily.
Yep.
And I'm going to show you at the end of the month how we can do that.
And Vilia, I just posted it, but the basic crate is $45 plus, not including shipping, and then the premium rates are premium crates are $55, not including shipping. And shipping is anywhere between $15 to $20 depending upon where you live.
Yeah, and the max.
And Vi, it's $25.
Canada is a little more because they have to go through customs. So we already figured that one out. So
yep.
It's just our sample. Let's try it. Let's see. And then if that works and it's amazing for a buy, then I'm like, man, then when Hobby Lobby has their sales, I'll be shopping for 2.
Yep. Denise said, love the half bow idea. I'd never seen it before.
Yeah, it's like the filler, right? Because
yep.
I went back and looked at some of my wreaths and I'm like, what was I thinking? It needs something like when you just put like 2 ribbons like this together in a hole. It doesn't matter how fancy you try to flip these. There's a hole.
There's a gap.
It needs to be filled.
Yep.
So I find fillers. So if you're doing a beach wreath, you could put some seashells or starfish in there. This one, I'm just doing half ribbons. So I'm bringing the navy back in here. So
Jackie said, have you ever done lantern swags?
I have not,
We've done a bunch of centerpieces, and we've done a ton of
garland.
Christmas garland swag. So yeah, we'll do more. We'll do more.
We could.
Yeah.
Just knowing our luck, somebody would be like, oh, so are you selling that with the lantern? And then I'm like, how do I box a lantern with the swag? That's why it's like I haven't done any centerpieces. I could show you how to do one, but I guarantee you I will get someone saying it's out for sale. Can I buy that right now?
Can I buy the centerpiece with it?
Can I just buy the centerpiece? And you're like, yes, I would love for you to buy the centerpiece, but I don't know how to ship it to you.
Hi, Gail. She said she finally made it.
Hi, Gail. So
did Gail get one of the kits?
Last name?
Sela.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, she did.
So one of your kits is on its way, or crates is on its way.
Yeah, the crates are on their way. Not this.
Audrey said, looking good and very full with stacking the mesh. Yep.
I boofed this one.
You did.
Yeah. So I'm gonna
just alternating the ribbon.
Color. I was supposed to do.
Oh.
I'm looking at my colors. Yeah.
Dorothea, she
And the
said,
jean is
where's the
supposed to
best
be
place to
pinker.
start selling? She would love to get her granddaughter into this. She's so talented.
Sell off your Facebook page.
Facebook and Etsy.
Yep. And matter of fact, in my paid private group, so here's my shameless plug for my paid private group. $10 a month, pay as you go. Don't like it after a month, don't have to renew. So you're not locked into any recurring payment. But we walk you through exactly through a screenshot, step by step, on how to open a business page. In my private group, I also have a referral for Square, which is great for people who are going to do their craft fairs, their point of sale purchases. And I'll get you your first $1,000 through the Square referral for free. It's fee free. So your first $1,000, they're basically getting no money and you get your square and your point of sale and all the other stuff that you need for free.
Gilly said, love your wreaths, XOXOXO.
You need that when you're doing a craft fair or show or selling off of Facebook, because that's how I did mine first, is just selling off of Facebook to family and friends. And I got a Square reader and I was like, hey, I can take credit card payments now. Then when people know that you can take credit card payments, they will buy more off of you.
Valerie said, how do you store your wreaths so not to smash them?
Mine gets smashed anyway. I'll have to show them pictures of that.
Yeah. We actually you can get them at Home Depot. Mm-hmm. You get the large, like 50-gallon, maybe the 30-gallon clear trash bags. And you just fit your wreath in the clear trash bags. You tie a knot in them. And then if you have a spare closet, you actually just hang them on your closet, or you can make some sort of rod and then just hang them on a rod, and then you can just stack them vertically. Takes up a lot less space.
Yeah, Steve, they look like clothes in a closet is what they are, but because the bags are clear, they keep them dust and odor fume free.
Yep.
And then they just sit on a hanger, because we just use like pieces of a wire hanger cut in half, and when you tie the bag, you throw the hanger through, and then you just hang them on the hanger. Mm-hmm. And then when they sell, you just go out to your garage and take your it looks like dry cleaning. Take them off the hanger and open them up, fluff them out, and that's the way that we store them. We used to have them at Christmas time. Oh my word, my entire wall from top to bottom was filled with wreaths. Filled. It looked crazy. We didn't even have to decorate our family room because there were so many wreaths on the wall.
Yep. Carol said, people think that it's too much money to pay for a wreath or anything that is made. Have no idea what goes into it.
They really don't.
Yeah, she also sold things that I made that was told to triple what it cost me.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's just hard to sometimes get triple.
It really is. Like for me, I don't think I could triple my cost and get it.
Hi Joy. Joy said, hi guys, sorry I'm late. The wreath is beautiful.
You're okay.
And then Darlene said, wouldn't get that kind of wreath here at a craft fair in St. John's at that price. She would say $90 or to $100 for one.
She would? Or she wouldn't get that?
She wouldn't.
Wouldn't get 90 to 100?
Yeah.
No, it'd probably be like
60.
It
Just
depends.
Yeah.
Like I know our craft fairs, if I could probably get $40 all day long on a Christmas one. But like I said, for me, craft fairs is my clearance store. Craft fairs is I've had stuff sitting on my back burner forever, and I really just want to recoup my materials cost so I can start something else. So I use them as a clearance house. So pricing them for just to recouping my materials cost out is okay. I just want to get my materials cost in it because it's sitting on my wall, taking up space.
Yep. Victoria said or asked, do you ever cut a bunch of materials up to have one in hand, or just cut each wreath's materials after the mock-up? We usually cut a couple sample pieces of each of the ribbon and the deco mesh to do the mock-up. Mm-hmm. And if she doesn't like it, she'll change it on the mock-up. She did it several times before we started tonight.
Yes, I did.
But yeah, she'll cut a couple pieces to try the mock-up, and then once she likes it, then she knows what she needs to do.
Usually I'll cut 3 so that I can actually see an entire section put together side by side. And then if I don't like it, obviously there went that material. But it's not wasted because I didn't cut all the rolls to find out I didn't like it. So I was good.
Deborah said, how long did it take you to sell your first wreath on Etsy? It makes me feel very vulnerable to put one of my creations out there. I'm not sure anyone will want to buy it.
Oh, they'll buy it.
They'll buy it.
You might have to, and this is the thing, right? Just because it doesn't sell right when you put it up, don't freak out.
Yep.
Now you just have to, because you know there's a buyer out there for that wreath. Now the goal for you is to connect that buyer to your Etsy store. So it doesn't just stop with listing something on Etsy. It's going onto your Facebook page and it's sharing pictures of it on your Facebook page and saying, hey, look, guys, I just made this wreath that's on my Etsy store. You can go buy it. You go on your next social media go-to. If it's Instagram, you go to Instagram and you post pictures going, hey, guys, look, I got my wreath on Etsy.
Yep. Make sure you put all your tags in it and advertise it, but be patient.
Yeah, the more that you market it, and that's the hard part in starting up your business, is marketing, because you have to do your own marketing. If you're expecting Etsy to do it for you, you're not going to sell, because everybody out there, like on this wreath in particular, if I just put Lake Wreath for sale, there are so many people making lake wreaths.
Yep.
How do you get that customer that you know will buy your wreath as long as they see it?
Yep.
You got it. Like for me, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Pinterest, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, but I was on all those things anyway when I was reviewing products and books, and now I just changed. So now I'm sharing my wreaths.
Hi, Donna.
The stuff I make.
Donna Hall said hello.
Hi, Donna.
Darlene said, Kat would love to have a crate from you, so when you're ready to send to Canada, include me.
We're waiting for Vi's to get to her.
Yep.
So we're hoping that, I want to see how long it'll take, and then I want to see what the condition of the crate looks like when it gets there.
Yep.
Like, how beat up did it get going from
Yep.
California to...
Yep. Kathy just sent one in the mail today to Vi in Canada, so
Trying to get my...
the shipping was a little bit higher. In U.S. prices, it was about $25 to ship it.
Yeah, $25.
So we're waiting to see how that first one goes, and then we'll let you know.
Yep, because even the post office person didn't know. Like, when I asked her, I said, so how long will this take? And she goes, I don't know.
Yep.
I've never shipped to Canada before.
Shirley, on Kat's private page, you just have to look for the Etsy tutorial, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you're in my private group, what's her name?
Shirley.
Last name?
Shirley Shaw.
Okay. I will tag you in that video showing you how to do it all. Although we haven't finished doing our Etsy, like completing the page, but I do a complete walkthrough for establishing your Facebook business page. And then also, then we go to Etsy.
Yep.
Because you'll be able to link your buy now or shop now button directly to your Etsy store.
Yep. And Dorothea said, does Etsy charge and how much?
Etsy does charge, it's 20 cents a listing, and then they charge you...
Like a 2% or 2.5%?
Yeah, it's like 2.7% for a transaction fee, because Etsy's going to basically be your go-to.
Right.
They handle all your money. They get the money from your customer. So there's a processing fee and a transaction fee. So basically, I think it averages out to, I want to say, 2.7 and like 2.5 plus your 20-cent listing fee. And if you sell it on Facebook, you just go to Etsy and delete your listing, and all you wasted was 20 cents. Because now you'll just go give it to your customer.
So if you think about it, if you post a $100 wreath, it's 20 cents to list it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you sell it, it's only $2.75
Yes.
for the fees.
Correct.
Okay.
And
So
that's
if you sell it, yeah,
go ahead. They take all the risk. That's the way I look at it. They're collecting the money once a week, because I have it set up on once a week. Once a week, they'll deposit money into my bank account, and that's always nice, because it's nice getting paid every week. But...
Hi, Kathy. Kathy Greenerson said, made it to Dallas at my sister's.
Awesome. So I'm
Good.
just cutting
Glad
a
you made it
couple
safe.
extra ones, because I wanted more of the blue jean. So I did every other one with the blue jean. And because the canvas, it just looked funny to do canvas next to canvas, or the burlap next to burlap. So I'm doing every other one with the blue jean material. I gotta make sure I'm doing the right color. Anchors.
Yep.
Anchors away.
Just make sure you're speaking up. There's somebody just said if you could turn up the volume. The volume's all the way up.
Yeah, it is. And I apologize. I've been dealing with a horrible sore throat for a couple days. So I'm dealing with that. I guess it doesn't help either that I was grunting, getting mad. I'll have to go back out for Mexican food. That seemed to help a lot last night. Chips and salsa.
Yep. And then Carol said she'd love to start wreath making, but supplies in the UK are limited, even online, and crazily expensive. Yes, they are.
We're, like I said, let us try with Canada, and then if you want, message me, and when I'm ready to extend it, I would love to do international shipping, because I think that I'm missing, people obviously who would want to buy, but most people, in the U.S. won't even sell outside because they just don't want to get involved in all the shipping stuff.
Hey, Caitlin's on.
Finally?
Yeah, Caitlin said her front house in her room, or her room in her front house is command strips all over with wreaths hanging. Her husband asked which holiday we're celebrating every month.
How funny is that?
So we'll have to take a photo of how we store wreaths. Right now we have a bunch of them in the garage.
Yeah.
And then she can post it so you can see.
I'll post it on the main Cats Creations page. I'll be like, this is how they're stored. I do have a lot that are stored in my house, like all the Easter ones. I just added them to the Easter decoration, and all the spring, I just added to the spring decorations. Okay, so all the ribbon's done. So I have these pieces left.
Julie, yes, she's putting the ribbon / half bows in every pipe cleaner.
Yep, see?
Yep.
Oh, you're zoomed in, right?
I'm zoomed out a little bit, but you can see it.
Yeah, so this one, I put them in every one. And even though my mock-up's only done with 2, I just didn't, like right here where I had burlap, and then I went canvas, and then the actual thicker burlap. It just looked funny to take this and put this next to one another in a different pipe cleaner. It just didn't look right.
Penny, if it's hard to watch because you can't hear, it could be your internet because everybody else is saying they're good. So maybe watch it later, or even on YouTube when we post it, because I know nobody has issues or listening to it on YouTube.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to add in our signs. So I'm going to take this, move this to the side, get rid of all my pipe cleaners, all my scrapplers.
I'm still zoomed in.
Okay.
Kathy, you're welcome. She said, thanks for all the useful information. You are awesome.
Thank you. Okay, so we're going to add in our life preserver. So the embellishments that we're using is, there's a couple different things that I had choices of using. And Steve has one of them out here right now. So we were going to use these. So we were going to do like a crisscross pattern, which is super, super cute. But it's this color right here. Can you see that in the...
Yeah.
This color just isn't in the wreath at all. So if I had gotten one of these, like did 2 blue, I don't know what I was thinking when I got them and wanted one in each color. I even tried to go in and pull a coral ribbon in, but it wasn't saying lake to me when you put coral colored ribbon in here. So we opted not to do this, but you can get these at Hobby Lobby. Just get them in same colors.
We could do that. Go back and get another one.
Yeah, which you probably will get one in each.
Hi Peggy, she said didn't get her notes again, just joined.
Oh, okay.
Victoria
Did you like and follow my main page? Because it should tell you Cats Creations is now live. So we're going to use these signs. So this one, the little life preserver, Steve was nice enough to attach it with my pipe cleaner stapled to the back, because this is about 1/2 inch, do you think?
About a 1/2 inch, yeah.
About 1/2 inch thick.
Yep.
So you can staple it to the back, and then this allows us to go ahead and put this into our
Wreath.
Our deco mesh. So we're going to add it to the other side. Wow, you must have really did that kind of crazy because you have the peg.
I kind of held it in my hand and did it.
Okay.
You want me to do it?
No.
Okay.
So we take our
I think
pipe
I have
cleaner.
one bent for you already.
I used that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good night, Connie. Victoria said, do you still have your very first wreath? Would love to see a pic of it.
Very first wreath. No.
No.
You know what? My very, very first wreath that I did for the business is my main logo for my business card and my page.
Yep.
So it's a wreath that's on my daughter's, it was my daughter's fall front door.
Yep.
So that's where that came from.
Yep. On our Cats Creations, the wreath that you see in her business card and on her front page, that was her first wreath that Caitlin had.
Yeah. So...
Ruth says the wreaths are beautiful. I wish you were closer to Newfoundland.
So I put 2 staples in each side on one end. I made like a little loop, and then I did 2 staples on this side so that when I twist these together, that's not going to go anywhere. I do the same for here. And then, go ahead, babe.
Angela, she just said, do you add shipping to your Etsy sales, or how do you do that? Yes. There's a place in your Etsy to add shipping.
Angela, you're in my private group? Because if you're in my private group, we cover everything from shipping to the video's already done, and we just screenshot everything, so you don't even see me. It's just you see my computer on the screen, and everything's done.
Kathy, I was gonna paint it, but she didn't want me to. So the ore.
I was like, please don't go out in the garage and paint that. I knew right where he was going.
That's when she was like 20 minutes before going live. So we were just in stress mode.
Don't. Because worst case scenario, I can always paint it and put it in there. I can always go get one.
Yeah, or just
and then
take the red one back.
Just change it. So I'm gonna put the life preserver right in the middle. So now I'm just taking my pipe cleaners and I'm trying to get it to go. It's really thick, so I'm trying to get it to go down.
Yes, Darlene, we'll tag you in the private class also. Darlene Connors, she's in the private group.
She is?
I don't know. She said, can you tag me in your private classes also?
Are you part of the private group? And I'm, like I said,
I can't find it on your page to join it. So you have to go on Etsy.
Yeah, you got to go to Etsy, and you pick the private group listing, and you pay for it. It's right now. It's for April, right? I'm so thinking June and July because all I've seen is patriotic in our house for days now, getting the supplies.
And Kathy, I was graceful enough to give Kathy the spare room in the garage. So I put up a big, long rod in the garage up high.
It goes the length of our width of our garage.
It's almost the width of the garage. I put it way up high, and we put the clear trash bags over the wreaths, tie a knot in them, and then we put them on hangers, and we hang them up high so they're out of the way. And I think on that one rod, we were able to get, what, 38, 39?
More than that.
There's like 40 or 42 some wreaths. So it really condenses everything, and it's easy to get to.
Okay, so what I've done is on the back side, let me make sure that this is even.
Brenda, yes, the ribbon is called Window Pane from Hobby Lobby. And it's in their burlap section, usually in the bottom.
So, that's where I put the life preserver in the center of the wreath.
Yeah.
So, and the thing that I like about the life preserver is you could personalize this. So you could put on here like Smith Lake House, or you can put like, for us, you could turn it a different way, and so that it's up, right side up or whatever, and you can put like established 2018. You could do welcome. You can write whatever you want on the actual life preserver that's there. So it allows, and that's what I would put in my Etsy listing. You can customize the life preserver. You can write on it.
Yep. Kimberly said beautiful wreath would look awesome on her front door.
It's available for sale right now. It's the only one I'm doing. So this is it.
Yeah.
So, and then what I'm going to do is, let me look at this.
Dorothea, she sells a lot on Etsy. I don't know how many she sells a month.
Sometimes God's good. Sometimes I go through a really dry spell and it's like 2 weeks and nothing.
Yeah.
And then I think God's funny, and he just goes, you know what, today's the day, blessing. There's 9 sales all in one day.
Yeah.
Which throws me for a loop because I'm like, I don't have enough shipping boxes. I wasn't planning on that.
So she sold probably a 30 or 40 in a month. And on a high, the low, probably maybe 10 to 15.
I don't know. 10. It just depends on what time of the year it is and what I have on there. The more stuff you have on your Etsy stuff, like say for example, I put the Lake Wreath on there, the people are going to click on your Etsy listing to look for this, but they're also going to look and see what else you have. Like I've had a couple people who are repeat customers, like almost every wreath that I put out there for every holiday they buy. And they buy like 3 or 4 of them, which is awesome. So it just depends. Like I said, don't be impatient. If nothing sells, just pray about it. Like I pray about it, and I gave my business to God. I'm like, I'm making them. You have to bring the customer to me to find them. I'm just making.
Sheila said she's got her daughter watching.
Awesome. You guys should do it together.
Peggy said I've tried that a couple times, but I'll give it one more time.
What's that?
What's that, Peggy?
What is she going to give one more time?
I've tried a couple times. Maybe selling on Etsy?
Join our group, man.
Angela said no, she needs to sign up.
Oh,
so go to her Etsy store. I pinned it on the bottom. And it just says $10 private class, private group. She's playing with the sign.
Yeah, this is what I'm doing. So I have my stuff up here. So I've determined I wanted the little peg at the top. You put the peg at the bottom, but I'm like, do I want to put it here? Do I want to put it here? Down here?
No, I put the peg on the bottom.
Oh, okay. So Steve wants the peg on the bottom. I'll change it later. Do you want your sign like here? This is what I do. I sit here and I play with it and I look at it. So you guys are seeing it the way I would be looking at it, going, does it look good here? Does it look good kind of turned off to the side? Do you want to do it to the left side? Do you want to, there's not enough room to do it at the top because I think it's just like, what, you didn't think? Like, I'm thinking off to the side.
Carol
Kind of
said the life preserver is cute.
Like
Vi
that.
said loving it, lots of ideas for making her next lake wreath. Yeah, that looks pretty like that. Just like that.
That's what I was thinking.
Yep.
But now that you threw the peg thing, okay, so it's
so you
going
can't
over
change
this.
it. Ha, ha, ha.
Okay, so I always tell you, right? It's all about branding yourself. So get your business cards made, put your Etsy, well, mine just has Facebook and Etsy on it, but I don't have everything else. Like I could go Pinterest, YouTube, whatever. But just your phone number, something on the back of, like I can't put it on the back of the life preserver because it's too narrow, but put it back on the back of your sign so when the customer misplaces the business card you're going to put in the box, they have it on the back of your wreath. So when they're ready for it.
Are you're going to cut that off?
Yes, I am. No. I'm cutting it off like I cut the mermaid one off.
Christina, she said, can I do proofs for the 10-inch mesh?
You can, you have to go with a smaller wreath frame. You could not do it on a 14-inch. It wouldn't cover enough.
Yeah.
Even doing inner and outer.
Proof method is usually always on a 21-inch.
Yeah, but like an 8-inch or a 10-inch, yeah, that you could do that. So I'm just trying to get this.
You mean an 8-inch or a 10-inch wreath frame?
Yes.
It'd be really small. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Yeah.
No, because by the time you poof, you're going to add 4 inches to either side. So I cut my rusted little tin thing off because I don't want to have to deal with it way out here. Mm-hmm. So what I'm going to do for here is, you guys have seen a lot of people use these, what do they call them, babe?
Adhesive commercial mounts. They're for
Adhesive
zip tie
commercial mounts.
They're zip tie mounts. Yeah.
So you can get these.
Commercial Electric and Home Depot.
Yeah. At Home Depot, you get a bag of 100 of them. And they work great for attaching these to the bottom of the sign.
On wood, they work really good.
Is that more than a 1/4 inch, do you think?
What?
Or less?
That's right at a 1/4 inch.
Yeah. So if I was to pop a staple in it, it might come out the other side.
Yep.
So I just wait and make my wreath a little thicker. So I'm just going to stick these on here.
Gail, our temperatures up here get about 105. She said worry about the temperatures hanging it in the garage. We might have to move them before it gets too hot. We'll see.
I don't think so, because we've had some of them sitting in the garage like all of our Halloween.
Yeah.
I went way crazy making Halloween wreaths. Won't do that again.
Betty said love the colors. She's from Manitoba, Canada.
Thanks, Betty.
And Vilia said you're such a helpful hubby. My husband
helpful.
bought me Home Depot shelves. I just do Dollar Tree and Michael's on sale wreaths.
That's good.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. We've done Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree is awesome for us for our wreath frames. And then we buy a lot of our, somebody sent me a picture today that Dollar Tree had seashells again. Ours does not. I'm gonna have to look online.
I went to the Dollar Tree up in Lancaster, remember? They were out.
They're seashells?
Yeah, the seashells.
I'll just show you the bag.
Darlene said that's me. I would buy it too to make that and send it to Canada. I'm still wondering how much. Love it. It's beautiful.
You would buy this? Or buy the kit?
I think the wreath. Sharon said, where did you put your business card? On the back of the lake sign.
On the lake, yeah. See, like there. Can you see that?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. I try to stick it somewhere. The life preserver is too small. And the oars would have been too small too. Maybe.
You know what? Maybe just one oar. What do you think about just one oar?
No.
On the side over there.
No.
Okay.
I'm all about cost because I'm like, I know how much all this stuff is. And Steve's like, let's throw this, and then I'm like, cost, babe, cost. Then, you can't do that with all this stuff.
Yep.
So, what I should have done, I wanted this
Kind of
more
said peg on the bottom, sign on the left. That's what you're doing.
Yeah. That's what I did.
Yep.
But I might come back in and take this thing out because it's the lake sign is sitting. I'm looking at it here. We'll put it in and see what we think.
Yeah.
Let me just put this in. So I just bead this down. It goes right through all the layers of deco mesh. And keeping your hand underneath is kind of like doing that old needle and thread. You're feeling through the needle.
Darlene said yes, she would buy that wreath.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's on sale. It'll be on sale on Etsy.
Shipping would just be through the roof.
Yeah, it would be.
We'll see how Vi's thing goes. And then that would be so awesome to open up international shipping to our international customers. Because I think they get the short end of the stick. Because not many wreath makers will go international. They're just like, not worth it. I'm like, why not? They're customers too. So I'm pulling my ribbon back through.
Kimberly, she said, okay, I just bought a blue one on Etsy. Thank you. Have a blessed weekend. A blue one, what? If you want to repost. What did you buy that's blue? Or a blue wreath?
Maybe. So I'm just making I'm just pulling these around to where I want them to be. So they're not covering up my sign. They're not covering up my life preserver.
Christina, Kat said you could do a 10-inch poof method, but you'd have to use a smaller wreath frame, like a 10-inch.
I'm going back underneath this.
Typically you do a 21-inch.
Canvas out.
Hi Debbie, she said, sorry I'm late, I'll watch the replay.
No worries. We'll post it right after we're done.
Yep.
And then I have my mess to clean. My
Yep,
fit
we're
of
almost
rage.
done.
I'm just, because I covered up 2 bows, I don't want to cut the bows out, so I just repositioned where they were and how they kind of fanned out.
Oh yeah, Kimberly said she just bought a blue wreath on Etsy.
Aw, very cool. Okay, do me a favor, babe. Can you bring the door over here? Because we'll put it on the door. No, don't take the camera off.
Well, it's still there.
Oh, yeah, you can zoom out.
It's
still
zoomed in.
Okay, I'm just fluffing the last bit of my ribbon because I was playing with putting the sign and the life preserver in. So I want to make sure I'm happy where the ribbons and bows are. So I am fluffing. And I usually take the outer ones and I fan all the tails out so they kind of make like sun rays of the sun. Yeah, what are we gonna do come November, man? We're gonna have to be way on top of it because we have our youngest and last daughter's wedding.
Yep.
So we'll have to do a bunch of early ones because we'll be busy that weekend. But that's not till November. So I'm just fanning these out, going all the way around because I flipped them and smashed them all. So I will show you what it looks like. Making sure these are all where they're supposed to be.
Darlene said she'd pay up to $100, I think, for one out there in Canada.
Oh, wow.
Carol said she loved the mermaid wreath. It looks so like the sea.
I know. I'll be making more of the mermaid ones, just different ones. I'm going to add ones that are just like all sand dollars, I think. Sand dollars. I wanted to find really cute, realistic little fish that I can put in there too. Okay. Oh, you took that one off the door. Good.
Yep.
Okay, so he's going to zoom out, and I'm going to show you what this looks like from here.
Yep.
I still have to go and cut the pipe cleaners out for this and this on the underside. So that's what it looks like from here.
Yep. Got it.
Got it?
Yep.
And then this is what it looks like on the back. Like so.
Yep, and she'll clean up all the little ties
Yeah,
that she put
all
on the
the
side.
twist ties on there. Just so it looks pretty again. And then this is what it looked like on your customer's front door. So you said peg on the bottom, right?
Yep.
Or someone said peg on the bottom.
Peg on the bottom.
Yeah. So that's what it would look like. And I'd probably pull these around so they actually look like something on our customer's door.
Need to move the peg to the right.
Like that?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Okay. See, I would take these and move these. So now that we figured out which fight me. No, of course it smashes my ribbon.
Angela said, "How do you lay the ribbon under the bow?" So it's layering. You put the ribbon on top of the deco mesh, and you use the pipe cleaner, and then you just tie it once or twice. You twist tie it once or twice, and then you put the half bow right over that, laid in, and then you twist tie it once or twice again.
Yeah, just like that.
Yep.
And then what I did is, because this is like, it was literally right on my pipe cleaner, I just pushed it to where everything came out to this side, and then I just fanned it out a little bit.
Yep.
Just like so. So,
We-
I think that's it.
Jackie said, "This is beautiful. I'm so glad I found you."
Thank you, Jackie.
Victoria said, "Too funny how the door goes back and forth." Yep.
What, this door? Like
Yeah.
moving it from here to there?
Yeah.
We just got tired of taking it off the tripod and then moving you all the way over to the door.
Yep.
So we just leave it there, and then the white door looks really good on like the beach and what is it? Beach and lake.
Yep.
So
You good again? Yes, we're going live on Sunday. It's 5 p.m.
It's always
Pacific
5
time.
p.m.
5 p.m. Pacific time.
Same time it is where you're at. Like if you're Canada time or you're Pacific time, Eastern time, Central time, whatever time 5 o'clock was for you when we went live today is, well, it's 5 o'clock California time,
Yeah.
7 o'clock Central,
8 o'clock Eastern.
8 o'clock Eastern
Yep.
on Sunday. And then I don't know what we're making. So it's go dig in my sign bin and come up with something. So
Yep.
do you guys have any last minute questions at all before we sign off?
Everybody said they love it.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Keep in mind, I don't know if there's any crates left, but if you want to purchase a crate, what comes in a crate is, I can show you what one of them will look like. Just one. Because I have one sitting over here.
Ooh, you're gonna be nice, huh?
No, because nobody knows which one that is.
So this is the premium kit.
This is a premium kit. So what you get is you get a roll of the, what do they call this?
Poly.
Laser red and natural poly jute mesh. You get the metallic deco mesh. You get the blue. You get,
Whoa, good catch.
so they're all different. So ribbon choices will all be different. Colors will all be different. This is just one of them. It'll have this one because I'm going with the tan. We're kind of going Americana, but you can still go 4th of July.
Yeah.
It comes with this 10 yards of 2.5-inch ribbon, 10 yards of 1.5-inch ribbon, and then it comes with enough pipe cleaners. All you really have to do is a wreath frame. And then this one's coming with the ones that you guys saw me do the Americana with. So it comes with the 3 like
Stars.
Americana stars.
Yep.
So you put it together any which way you want, and that's it.
And
I did
that's-
all the shopping for you. I'll do all the shipping for you.
And that comes in the premium crate. for
Yeah, this is
55.
premium. And what is it, like the basic? The basic is still bomb.
It's like a red, white, and a blue.
Yeah, it's a traditional, but
With either a sign or something like those.
I'm trying to think. Do I have any out? I don't think so. So yeah, they all go in. So you either get a sign or deco mesh, and usually with the premium, I just go up with your deco mesh. I don't go, and the basic will never be like basic deco mesh like Michael's or Hobby Lobby quality. It'll still be metallic, higher deco mesh quality. But the ribbon choices allow me to kind of go up $1 or $2 in each to bump up the quality of the kits. So whatever's available, I think we had 5, right? And then 4 of the basic. Those might all be sold out. There is available on the Etsy store. And if you want to sign up for my private group, that's on my Etsy store too. So Steve pinned the link.
Yep,
We'll be
already
back
did it.
Sunday at 5.
Julie said, thanks for the tutorial. Dorothea said, when did you make the one behind you? Must have missed it, the red one. That was just made on...
Oh, this was in my private group.
It's the private group.
Yeah, this was my private group. We did, well, I showed them how to do the farmer's market strawberry. So yes, this is available on my store too. So this is what we made in my private group. So we added like the artificial strawberries. We did, 4 different types of ribbon.
Yep.
4 different types of deco mesh, and then it's based on red and green, or no,
Just
beige and green.
a beige and green.
Yeah, like an apple green. So this is our strawberry wreath. So we do 2 tutorials in my private group on Wednesdays, and then we do 2 business classes. So it might be social media marketing, it might be Facebook business, it might be setting up Pinterest, setting up your email for your business.
Becky's out of the box is going to be monthly.
I
think they're
am
going to be
rolling.
seasonal. Are you going to do it monthly?
I'm doing monthly.
Okay.
So May's, we're doing them a month early. So April's boxes, you're buying for basically the holidays that come in May. But because right now you want to be making your 4th of July stuff, your Americana stuff. I think I sold 4 of those after I made that one on the Facebook Live. I had people messaging me saying, I want to buy those because Americana is people's home decor. So we're doing April's crates you're buying for May, so those all be patriotic themes. In a couple weeks, I'm going to stop the April ones, and that's it, because we're going to automatically start looking towards summer. So that'll be like primary colors, like the strawberries. I have a peach one. I have a lemonade.
Yeah.
Peach lemonade.
You'll do another chicken one later in the fall.
Those are fall, yeah. Chicken, dairy, and squash and pumpkin are fall.
Might do an apple.
Yeah, maybe an apple, but I'm thinking more like August, September. But June will be like beach, it'll be swimming pool, it'll be lake, it'll be anything. And it's a mystery box. You'll never know what's in the actual crate. But this is like me going out and shopping just for like this person. I put everything together, it's getting shipped out. She doesn't have to think about it. All she has to do is buy the wreath frame and put it together.
Yep. Vilja said, why are you such a wonderful person? Because she is.
No, because I want to see women succeed.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing to have a community built around people who can support each other. And that's what our group is all about. It's all about supporting other women and how can I help you get to where you want to be. If you just want to make wreaths all day for your family and friends and as gifts, great. Then we'll work on that and help you get your supplies set up, get your materials, get all your online vendors, get your kits, like your supply kits, like, having your scissors, having your wire cutters, having your, glue skillet,
Yep.
stuff like that. Because we have everything all built into what can I do next to help you succeed in wherever you want to go.
And for a list of everything she uses, it's on her Kat's Creations main page.
The wreath making supplies?
Yeah.
There's a supply list for everything.
Yep.
So everything that you would need to start doing this, even just for crafting and hobby purposes right now, it's all there for you. So just like what's in my toolbox that you guys see me normally like refer to. And then the private group also, because I'm like $10 a month. I keep thinking that's so crazy because it's like 35 cents a day, right? But you get materials list. So like
for every wreath.
You'll get everything that you need, not like materials, but
how she made it, what size the ribbon.
Yeah, how many pieces of ribbon.
SKU numbers, where she got it from.
And then everything, all the website links. So basically my members know that when they come watch us do the Friday and Sunday night, they don't write notes about nothing. They generally don't even ask questions about what length is your this cut to, because they know by tomorrow that list will post on our private page, and then they can go shopping for it because all the SKUs are listed there, and if they like it, they can just order everything.
Yep. So. And Darlene, yes, you have to go on Kat's Etsy page to purchase her $10 monthly.
Everything's driven to Etsy. It's just easier that way.
And then Dorothea, it's same thing for the base for the farmer's market strawberry wreath. It's still a 14-inch Dollar Tree wreath frame.
Yep.
And see how wide it is?
Yeah, it adds 4 inches to either side.
At least 4, sometimes 5. Yeah.
So yeah, just depending upon what method you do. If you were doing curls, it wouldn't add that much, but yeah, ruffles definitely do. Poofs would add a lot more. But okay, guys, I'll see you Sunday. I don't know what I'm going to be making, but I'll post it Sunday morning somewhere on the main page. This is what we're making later. So I will talk to you guys soon. If you have any questions, you can leave them at the end of this comment.
Darlene, you're late, but watch the replay.
Yeah, he's going to post it right now.
Yep.
Okay, guys. Have a great weekend. Bye.